Welcome to 89.1 WIDR FM's original WIDR tale, The Hound and the Machine. This project has been in the works for quite some time. We here at 89.1 WIDR FM are proud to present to you The Hound and the Machine.
Look, I told you this girl was no good for you, James. I mean, to up and leave you in the middle of the night, no less. Oh my God, James. How could you let her do that? Well, it doesn't matter now. It's been too long. Let's grab dinner later this week and catch up. Oh, I think that's my pizza. I'll call you back, James. Been really good to hear from you. Hey, $25, right? Give me a second and I'll give you a tip too.
A tip won't be necessary, Miss Avery. Other arrangements have been made.
Being a New York detective's a grim job. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those 12 beers and a pack of cigs to numb the pain every night kind of cop. But it weighs on me. The Hound weighs on me. The Hound is an ongoing case that's been open since I joined the force, 8 years ago? I'll find him someday. I have to find him. But I don't think that will bring any comfort to this girl. Lisa Avery, 23, Caucasian, brunette, hazel eyes, stood 5'4". The neighbors heard a scream coming from her apartment 2 days ago. She was found in Central Park by a young couple this morning. He was in the same condition as all his other victims, the torso barely intact, with the face, head, and limbs in perfect condition. Hopefully patrol can notify the family before the 9 o'clock news this time. So, Rico, is there anything I'm missing here?
Not unless me or my team are missing something. This is the work of the Hound, and that's clear as day.
The Hound strikes again. Well, let's hope we get him this time.
Yeah, well... hell, lucky number 20, right?
Here's to hope, Enrico.
Here are the other 19 cases you wanted. Julie from lockup already had them prepped and ready to go. It seems you checked these out quite a bit. Thought we talked about this, Henry.
I have 19 cases, no, 20. 20 cases, all conducted by the same killer. I'd like to close them. I need to find him. This is Detective Jones. How may I help you?
Jones, we have another homicide down by Wall Street. This one you might actually be able to solve. I don't want to hear about not wanting 2 open cases. I'm texting you the address now.
You get the credit for catching the biggest heist crew, and I get the worst cases. What a great deal, Sergeant.
Detective Jones, right? I'm Officer Angelo Franklin. Let me tell you, this is a weird one, even for Wall Street. Our victim is, Lucas Kennedy. 46-year-old Caucasian with a height about 5'11". Apparently has a nice place by Central Park and was killed by a high-caliber round. My best guess is from one of those a street over. We got officers already canvassing possible sniper perches. Witnesses all say the same thing. Dude was sitting in his office, then boom, his head is gone, followed by a loud crack.
Well done, officer. How long have you been with the force, Franklin?
A few years now. Joined after I left the Marines.
I see. Mind if I asked where you served?
2 tours in Afghanistan. Corporal in the 82nd Marine Corps. Scout sniper. How about you, sir?
Ranger. Peacekeeping, mostly. Didn't get enough paperwork and nightmares in the Corps.
Hell, sir. The case this morning at Central Park sounds worse than anything I've seen outside the wire. I pity the detective who has to work that case. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect, sir.
Corporal, you took the words right out of my mouth. But let's focus on this case for now. You were a sniper, so you already figured out that the rooftops of the other side of the road is where the sniper took his shot. What else do you have for me?
Well, my guess is that due to the fact that the bullet went through the glass and the victim's head at this far of a distance, we're looking at something heavily specialized. Probably a 50 or 338 with some adjustments. This is the work of a pro. The victim definitely made some enemies of people you'd best avoid.
Are you interested in becoming a detective, Officer Franklin?
Don't know, I suppose. Why do you ask?
Well, I need some help with this, and you seem to know what you're doing. Helping a detective solve a crime will look good come review. I'll clear it with the captain, don't worry.
Sounds good. Let me know what I can do.
Okay, well, let's go see what the guys across the street have found. Good evening, this is Detective Jones. How may I help you?
You misunderstand, Henry. I'm more interested in helping you. You can call me Mr. Wayne. Seems as though you're caught between quite the cases. An emotionless, cold-blooded sniper with quite a reputation, as well as the infamous Hound of Manhattan. Stuck between the hound and a machine, so to speak. I have a vested interest in seeing you come out on top in this game of cat and mouse.
Who is this? If you know something about the killings announced today, you need to come forward to the police.
Sergeant Jones, if I may, you should look into a Haley Brown. He's got a debt that needs clear, so he'll help. He's likely to send you in the direction of both the Hound and the machine. Whichever one you decide to pursue, though, I leave up to you, Henry. Rangers lead the way, after all.
This is Detective Jones, badge number 188615. I just received a phone call from this number. I need it traced. Rico, this is Officer Franklin. He'll be helping us with the Kennedy killing.
Pleasure to work with you, sir.
Happy to have the help. Haven't we met before?
I think we met at Carlos's daughter's quinceañera. Gabriella, right?
Yeah, I remember now. Good to see you again, even if it's under such grim circumstances. But hey, that's the gig, right?
Glad you two know each other. Rico, anything from my creepy phone call last night?
And just like that, we're back to work. No, text didn't find anything. Most likely linked to a burner phone.
I had a buddy who's in Vice now ask around about this Haley Brown. She's a singer at a jazz club in the Lower East Side, known for a meeting group, gangs, and other illicit groups. Here's a photo. Not particularly recent, but I'd figure I'd help.
Well, all right. I'll go talk to this Miss Brown. You two go through Kennedy's finances. Issues with a Wall Street guy like him always starts with the money. So yeah, I get a creepy call from some unknown man and I'm told to find an underworld bartender who will lead me to the culprits of the 2 cases I picked up that day. Then, there's the fact that apparently to this Mr. Wayne, this marksman, this machine, is equal to the Hound. Let's see how this shakes out. Miss Brown, I'm Detective Jones. I was hoping to talk to you.
I was told to be expecting you, Jones. I was expecting you to be taller, though. Come on this way. I don't need you scaring away the clients.
I was told you had information on 2 cases I'm working on.
I do. I don't know if Mr. Wayne explained everything, but let's just say I owe him, so I'm yours till this is over. But I'm not sticking out my neck as bait or anything like in the shows. You got me, Detective? I'm here to clear my ledger, not to get killed by some lunatic.
Yeah, I think I do.
Good. First, this man with the rifle. Not sure what his deal is, but it sounds like some high-class hitman. No one's sure who hired him or how. As for the Hound, well, I'll have to talk with some people, but I might be able to find something of value to you.
A business card. Pretty legit for someone of your career choice.
It's the 21st century, Detective Jones. I run a legitimate business regardless of my patrons' activities. I need to be able to conduct business as such. Besides, I also do weddings and corporate parties.
I see. When can I expect to hear from you?
Mr. Wayne did say you'd be more interested in the Hound. Can't say. If I had to guess, tonight, if all goes well, Detective.
So, how did your meeting go with Haley?
Well enough. Not sure what her deal is, but she did say our marksman seems to be a high-class hitman. Rika, what did you two find?
We spent a while looking through Kennedy's files. It looks pretty normal. We're getting a warrant for the business records. Hopefully we'll have them by the morning.
Yeah, that leads cold for a while.
Franklin, got any ideas where one might be able to find specialized bullets? I mean, getting a rifle in this city is easy, and I doubt he needs a new one anytime soon. But a hitter like that is probably here for more than one job, I'd imagine. He'll need bullets, and probably a discreet place to plant his hits.
I can ask around. I know a guy in organized crime that might be able to point us in the right direction.
While you do that, I figure we should talk to a James Oswald. He was the last person to speak to Lisa Avery alive.
Sounds good. Let us know if you get anything, Franklin.
Will do, sir.
Well, I was calling her to apologize. My girlfriend cheated on me. Dumped me over text. Then I just up and left. Haven't heard from her since. Lisa was always saying how she would do something like this.
Sounds like you two were close. Were you two ever romantically together at any point?
No, nothing like that. She's been my friend since high school. She's practically my sister.
Sorry, we have to ask.
All right. Don't mind me asking. I thought you guys had a suspect. The officer who called me yesterday made it seem like you thought this was related to the Hound.
Yesterday, you say? Do you remember what the officer on the phone asked you?
He asked about my relation to Lisa, my alibi, you know, the super basic questions. It was sometime last night. He said since I wasn't really a suspect, he just needed to go over the basics.
I see.
I assumed you knew about the call.
Oh, well, office politics and whatnot. Some patrol cop probably got a little ambitious and forgot to tell us. You'd be surprised how often it happens. Thanks for your time. We'll let you know if we need to talk to you again.
Sounds good. Let me know how I can help.
Have a good day, James, and we're sorry for your loss. We need his phone records now.
I'm way ahead of you.
Detective Jones, how can I help you?
Detective, I may have something about your dog. Meet me at the jazz club.
Why can't you just tell me now?
A flair for the dramatics. Or maybe I can't trust where someone is listening in or not. Perhaps I just want to see you again. Regardless, I have some information for you. I'll be at the bar at 8 tonight. Glad you could make it, Detective.
What did you find?
Well, I was talking to some less reputable patrons. It seems like a man went missing after meeting with some British fella at this old warehouse in the Bronx.
And what's this got to do with the Hound?
He called himself Mr. Baskerville. You know, like the Sherlock story? The Hound of Baskerville? You have no appreciation for the classics.
I solve enough murders as it is. I don't need to read about them too, Miss Brown.
Pity. I like well-read men. I don't know what I was expecting from such a broken man.
You seem to know a lot about me. Do I have the mysterious Mr. Wayne to thank for that?
Here's Mr.
No. I can just see it in your eyes. The way you hold yourself, you're just easy to read is all, Henry.
If you say so. Does this warehouse have an address, Haley?
I texted it to you.
Detective Jones, who am I speaking to?
Evening, Detective. It's been a while. I just called to ask, what were your thoughts on my latest work?
Dog, I didn't think you'd enjoy cutting up girls like that.
I'm an artist and a pragmatic. Why limit myself? I quite enjoyed it, if I'm being honest. Something about her screams just sounded better in my ears. I may have to try another. I'm thinking something a little more Paradise Lost.
You haven't called to gloat for quite some time. What makes this time so special?
Really, you don't know? I'm calling to celebrate our 20th with you, Jones. No wonder you don't have a woman, or man, I'm not judging. You and Rico do spend a lot of time together. Well, I've been taking up too much time as is. I have some business to attend. I'll talk to you some other time.
I'll be seeing you real soon, you... Hey, grab 2 shotguns from the armory and a warrant. We have a possible location on the Hound.
Well, our friend here definitely had a run-in with the Hound. We took a look around the place. It looks like this guy set the place up for something illicit. My guess, with all the cameras and whatnot, would have something to do with the dark web. A lot of freaky stuff on there. The tech guys will know more when they run through all the hard drives.
Rico, you are the tech guys.
I'm a multifaceted individual. I can be a tech guy and Henry's partner.
He's also known to be an expert with Italian food.
Hey, don't do me like that in front of the new guy. It was one time.
It's okay, Rico. We all make mistakes sometimes. Let's call it here, gentlemen. The forensic team's a night shift can take it from here. To what do I owe the pleasure, Mr. Wayne?
A quick study, Detective. I see your partnership with Haley Brown has been beneficial. Glad to hear it.
Why are you helping me? You seem to be pretty invested in seeing this man caught.
Let's say I have a personal connection to all of this.
Well, that's just great. I have some creepy man calling me way too much, 2 killers on the loose, not to mention a bartender who wants to play therapist. Well, at least she isn't a bad singer.
Morning, boys. I'd love to chit-chat, but it seems our marksman dropped 2 more bodies last week.
Where are the bodies this time?
Chinatown.
The suspects are 2 scientists from some bio company. One Lucas Bowen and Aaron Walt. Officer Franklin, do your thing.
All right, well, there are 2 bodies on the sidewalk. Seems they were exiting the parlor, right?
That's what the witnesses say.
All right. So we had to know they'd be at the parlor frequently enough to take them out here. I'd do it from... let's see... the building across the intersection would be my guess. It gives the shooter a line of sight down most of the road. We're also only gonna find 1 bullet. This was a Quigley shot. 1 bullet, 2 heads.
Well, let's go ask this parlor what these boys were doing here.
What do you boys think? Club or backroom cards? Losers buying lunch?
Club. It's always a club. No one appreciates a simple bar anymore.
These boys are nerds for some company. It's not generally the scene of this type. It's a card game, and my bet is they made a killing.
Well, bets are in. Let's go find out.
That right there, gentlemen, is a flush. I'll be taking that.
Well, what do we have here?
All right, put the cards down and your hands up. We have some questions.
Well, that was awful.
Well, I got something for you. The gamblers were, of course, about as useful as a blind watchdog, but the victims' cell phones were something else. Guess who made several calls to a Wall Street boy only a few days before they all got whacked?
You're kidding.
Nope. All of our victims knew each other. Bowen, Walt, and Kennedy are all connected somehow.
That's just great. Let's find out their work history, and Franklin, go see if Kennedy went to the same parlor. I know those areas are home to all sorts of shady groups. Wouldn't be the first time someone held a grudge over those games. It appears I have to go talk to Haley. Let's meet back here at 2. Is a meeting in a shady alley really necessary? It's not exactly becoming of an officer.
Well, I could always stop by your house. But I don't think that looks much better for you, Detective.
Just tell me what you have.
Well, your gunman is sending waves. Doesn't seem like any of the normal crime groups or mafia street gangs. Whoever brought him in here are very big leagues, very hush-hush.
We're starting to realize that. Anything about the Hound?
Nope, nothing new about your dog, I'm afraid. After the last killing, though, everyone seems rattled. The man he killed was a sizable player. If the Hound can get to him, he can get to any street vendor or mob boss. Doesn't matter how tough they act. No one can walk away from being cut open.
Well, that's to be expected. Thanks for the help. Let me know if you hear anything else.
So I asked around. Kennedy doesn't seem to have visited any parlors or really much of Chinatown at all.
Well, Haley is under the assumption that someone big and scary hired this guy. So I'm thinking we're looking for someone a little bigger than the game rooms of Chinatown anyway.
Henry, I went over their work history. They all worked at the same R&D company called Louis and Stevenson Biomedical about 10 years ago. They all left about the same time, too.
I'm no detective. That's definitely a lead.
Yeah, that's definitely something. All right, let's get there. Maybe they'll play nice and we can avoid getting warrants.
What are you doing here, Jones?
Sergeant, we came here hoping to talk to the CEO of this company. All of our sniper victims worked here.
Well, if that's what you're here for, you're too late. The CEO was killed this afternoon. I guess he'll be taking over this case. Catch this guy, Henry, Commissioner, is starting to breathe down my neck. One serial killer was bad enough. We don't need another who can kill someone 3 blocks away.
I understand, Sergeant. Rico, Franklin, go to the scene. I'm gonna check the HR files now that everyone is busy with the murder.
Oh, wow. This isn't the sniper's work.
No, it's not. The real question, though, is why did the Hound kill Robert Louis, a man linked to our other case?
Well, Rico, I guess it's time to work your magic.
Get to it, then. Well, there's no signs of forced entry. He fell by the wall. We can assume the Hound held him for unknown reasons. Severe blood loss is probably the cause of death, given those walls are supposed to be transparent. I'm seeing 3 main lacerations. The one on the neck, judging by the blood, was probably the last one, killing blow. We have a second wound in the lower abdomen, painful but survivable with medical attention. This seems to be the cause of most of the blood loss. We also have the third wound. The right hand was removed. This seems post-mortem. Removal of hand wouldn't have hindered identification, possibly taken as a trophy. This, however, seems unlikely. The Hound is never known to make any trophies. Changing the MO is possible, but unlikely.
Could it be a warning to any other possible victims?
Unsure. The body also isn't mutilated to the degree the other bodies have been. This is, in fact, the Hound. There's no displaying of the body. There has to be a change in motive. Not sure why, though.
This looks like an interrogation. Broken nose, teeth missing. All non-lethal wounds except for the neck. Just can't figure out why the hand was taken post-mortem.
You and me both.
Well, we've established the connection. Project Hydra. I'll have to get a warrant for the files. Excuse me.
It's all right.
Access granted. Robert Lewis.
I wonder if he'd let me take a peek at the files. His name is on the building. Might get lucky.
Transferring files to an off-site location. Transfer complete.
Hello, Mr. Lewis. If you have a moment, I was hoping I might be able to...
Deleting all files related to Project Hydra.
Hands up! Detective Jones, NYPD. You're wanted in suspect for 4 homicides.
Sorry, Henry. I'm not here for you today.
How do you know my name?
Detective, we're in the big leagues now. Gotta stay on top. Ash, initiate a system reset.
Commencing shutdown.
You could probably use a hand to access the company server.
That's where Henry is. You two, with us. You, get their lights on.
Male, 30s, black hair, white, heading south. 3-piece. It's just a flesh wound to go.
This is Forensic Specialist Rico Ramirez. Officer down. We need a bus at our location.
275, requesting backup in a helicopter in the financial district. Suspect is a male, 30s, Caucasian, wearing a 3-piece. Suspected in numerous homicides, considered armed and dangerous. Does anyone have a visual on the suspect?
We lost him. I repeat, the suspect is lost. Thank you for your time, Detective. We'll get the bolo out ASAP.
Of course. Update me on anything. Hey, Rico. I just want it to be known that this isn't how I wanted my day to go. Did the doc say what the damage will be?
It was quite a lucky shot. Inches from anything major and completely through and through.
That's not lucky. That's skill, Rico.
I'm sorry, sir. Lost him.
Don't worry about it. Besides, a few days off might be just what I need.
Sounds good. We'll let you know if there are any breakthroughs.
Glad to hear it. Just make sure you all play nice. Home sweet home. Hello, this is Detective Jones. How can I help you?
Oh my God, are you okay? I heard there was an officer shot and you weren't responding. I'm just glad you're all right.
I didn't realize you cared, Haley. I thought you were just helping due to some unknown debt you owed Mr. Wayne.
Do you think I'm that heartless? I may not want to help, but that doesn't mean I don't care.
Well, thanks. But it's late, so if it's all the same to you, I'm gonna hit the sack.
All right. I'm glad you're okay. Good night.
It's been a couple of days since I've had to worry about work. No news from Rico or mysterious calls from Mr. Wayne, which I'm not sure how to feel about that. I mean, 2 killers out there, a lot of bodies fallen, feels wrong to sit on the sidelines. Haley has been calling me about twice a day. I guess she really does care. Haley, I already told you don't need to call every day.
Henry, please, you have to help. He found me. Please, you have to help.
I'm on my way, Haley. Where are you?
My place, on the Lower East Side. Please, hurry.
I'll be there soon. Haley, are you in there? Are you all right? You hurt? Come on. Here. Let me help you up. You don't have to hide anymore.
He was right outside the door. I could hear him calling for me. He could have.
It's all right now. I got you.
What if he comes back and you're not here? I mean, I thought I got away from him, but he found me here.
You can stay with me, Haley. You're safe now. I'm here.
So, this is where you live, huh? It's surprisingly homey.
Thanks. Well, make yourself at home. The restroom's over there. I don't know what's in the fridge, but you're more than welcome to it.
I didn't realize you were in the military. This picture, is that your unit?
Yeah, 7th Ranger Battalion, 12th Company, Chimera Squadron. We were sent as a peacekeeping force for the Yugoslavian wars. I was 18, looking to maybe get a free ride for college, see the world. Next thing I know, I'm watching genocide live.
I get that. I came to New York when I was 18. A runaway fleeing from an abusive home with nothing but a small backpack of clothes and a dream that this city Would be better. Some dream that was. New York in the winter, alone and cold. I got by sneaking into karaoke bars. No one wants to kick you out if you're the best act all night. Eventually I got a few gigs and now we're here.
If you don't mind me asking, why are you helping me? What debt do you need cleared?
Let's just say there was a fan who took a liking to me. It wasn't reciprocated and he didn't take it well.
I see. Do you ever wish you could do it over again?
Is it crazy that I don't? Not even a little, honestly. All the hardships and I don't know if I'd do it differently. I mean, it was bad, but what was the alternative? Get hooked on drugs, do anything for the next fix before I OD in some local park in the middle of the night? At least with how things turned out, I could be my own woman, live comfortably and, actually sleep at night. What about you? Being in the military, do you miss those days?
I don't miss the days, but the people, I'd love to see them again.
Why don't you? I hear the regrets of a lot of sad people. It's always how they regret not staying in touch with someone or another.
Trust me, I'd like to, but, some stayed, some left, some are dead. Everyone else moved on. Made sense that I did the same.
Still keeping the peace, though, I see.
I've been trying, but lately it's not going well. The Hound butchering people, and now there's a sniper killing researchers. The deck's starting to feel a little stacked right now.
Well, at least I'm safe here. With you.
How safe do you feel knowing that a serial killer known for torture, mutilation, and a lack of evidence is on the loose right now?
Well, I felt a lot safer a moment ago.
Sorry about that. It's just been a little stressful, cooped up like I have been this past week. And I think I still have a week of this to go through.
Good music and a drink always help me relax. What's your poison?
Bourbon. I think there's a bottle in the top cabinet.
Look who it is. Welcome back. I was 2 weeks off.
The first week was rough, but last week wasn't too bad.
Well, I'm glad to hear you got a breather, because the cases are going cold.
Tried to drop a bombshell on you, but he's right. You have nothing on your shooter, nothing on the deleted files. I mean, hit a wall.
Not to mention we have no footage of the killer or the shooter. One of them was smart enough to kill the security camera, which crashed the system.
So we have nothing? Sorry, team. I don't have any mystery men calling and pointing me in the right direction. It's time to do some actual detective work. The company would have hard files somewhere at the very least for tax purposes. Let's grab a forensic team and see if we can find some, probably not the whole document, but something.
Yeah, I'll go check it out.
Good. You'll have a warrant by the time you get there. Franklin, I was shot by a 10mm bullet. Has it gone through the system yet? I know our shooter favors long guns, but maybe we'll get lucky.
I'll check with the boys and let you know if it hasn't. I'll put it at the top of the list and have it done by tonight.
Thanks. All right, get going. Call when you get there. Detective Jones, who am I speaking to?
Well, my friends call me John.
Well, what can I do for you, John?
I'll be honest, you deserve an apology.
And why is that, John? Did you commit a crime?
Well, I did shoot you, and that wasn't part of the plan. There's no need to look around for me. You won't find me. I'm only watching from binoculars, I promise.
Why are you calling me, John?
Well, like I said, to say I'm sorry. Me and you are after the same thing. You just can't see it right now. The game is bigger than you realize. I mean, the Hound and I. You start getting strange phone calls at the same time. I heard you were a good detective. Well, I'm just hoping you can keep up.
Keep up with what, John? Are you saying you're connected to the Hound?
Oh, you're a lot further behind than I thought. I'd start with Mr. Wayne. I hope our next conversation is a little more productive, detective.
Sergeant, the gunman's here!
Sorry to miss all the excitement, sir.
Probably for the best, Franklin. The sergeant chewed me out good once the coast was clear. So, I'm hoping you boys found something?
Yeah, this Project Hydra was government funded. I mean, what it was, I'm still unsure. I'm not sure how we'd find out.
How did you do, Rico?
Well, I ran the ballistics, and we've got nothing. This is a clean gun, I'm afraid.
All right. Well, I'm headed home to sleep and hopefully wake up to a miracle. I should probably get that.
You could. Or you could let it ring. You're off the clock. This is our time.
Just 1 second. It could be the team.
Whatever it is, it can wait.
Yeah, you're probably right. I work too much as it is anyway.
You have one new message.
He's found me, Detective. I'm afraid this is the end. You're on your own, Jones.
It's the Hound for sure. The victim is male, 50s. It's not the part you're gonna want to see, though.
What in the world is this? There's photos of me, you, Franklin, Haley, our victims. Is this the file for the Wall Street and Central Park murder? Rico, who is this guy?
Fingerprint says he's Major Carl Wayne, former U.S. Army.
Franklin, see if you can get his records.
Will do.
What did our killer say to you about catching up? I think we're farther back now than before.
So this Mr. Wayne was looking for our sniper while watching us and the Hound. Our serial killer got to him. It's days like these I wish I was an alcoholic.
Tell you what, I'll buy you the first drink, because this is crazy. Things just keep getting weirder, don't they?
Don't they? Almost makes me wish for the days we were chasing that heist crew.
Wow, really? The Sabre crew? There's no way this is that bad. I mean, we even had to deal with the sergeant nearly enough.
You make a good point. And we are apparently in the big game now. That's pretty cool, you know.
Ah, yes. The elusive big games whose contestants always seem to be unaware they're playing.
We're already a step ahead on that front.
Oh yeah, just taking the wins.
To the big leagues.
To the big leagues. And the fact we're still doing better than the Red Sox.
Amen to that.
Oh, you're back. How was your day?
It wasn't great. Hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm pretty sure our Mr. Wayne is dead.
I know. I got this message earlier.
He's found me, Detective. I'm afraid this is the end. You're on your own, Jones.
The phone call last night. How could I?
Hey, it's not your fault, Henry. How are you able to do this all the time, Henry? I mean, so much death so close to you.
Well, you see that old photo of me in the military up there? That kid went through so much. I guess I just turned that part of my brain off after a while.
Would you tell me about it? It's the only worthwhile thing you have in the whole place. It must mean a lot to you.
Yeah, it really does. I joined right out of high school and was sent to the Baltic pretty soon after. It was just us out there, trying our best to keep order. All the nightmares we saw them together, and it wasn't all bad times. There were plenty of good times, or at least I think there were. I can't remember most of it. Something about traumatic experiences blocking memory or whatever.
That must be strange, missing that part of your life.
It's the hand you're dealt, right? And besides, I have the important stuff that's still all up here.
Maybe, but how can you be so sure with so much of it missing?
Hope, I guess.
Took some sweet talking, but I had an old squad mate get us the files. Through official channels, of course. You'll never guess what project our Mr. Wayne worked on.
No.
Military advisor for Project Hydra.
Come on, really? Horse.
One of those cases, isn't it?
Tell me about it. Well, we also found out that Mr. Wayne had a place under renovation in Upper Manhattan. Yet, according to Water and Electric, someone's been living there. Might be worth checking out. Won't be the first time a serial killer hid in the victim's residence. Or maybe we will find more pictures of us.
Hopefully a few pictures of my good side this time.
Oh, another thing. Mr. Wayne was killed by a 10mm bullet.
So the sniper was there too?
That's what it seems like.
So the Hound came after. I don't know how this all connects. Let's hope we get some answers at this place of Mr. Wayne's. Rico, get the sergeant. I'm not getting caught off guard again. Franklin, time to put scout training to use.
This is SWAT Team 1, ready to move in.
This is Franklin. I have Overwatch. I see one suspect, likely male.
How'd I get roped into being your spotter?
Henry's bad at math.
Enough.
Understood. Team 1 is moving in.
How are things going up there, Franklin?
SWAT's about to breach.
All right, keep me posted.
Hands up! Hands up! You're under arrest for suspected murder.
Henry, they've made contact.
Sorry, officer. I have plans today.
Suspect has engaged. 3 officers down.
I'm going up. They need help.
We need backup now. Requesting.
I'm almost there, Captain. Hold on. Franklin, do you have eyes?
No, we got nothing. The blinds have been closed and the power's out.
Ramirez, call for ambulances. We have multiple officers down.
I'm on it. Watch your back out there.
Hands up! You're under arrest!
We don't have time for this again. A lovely evening, Mr. Jekyll.
It's always a lovely evening.
Made quite a mess, haven't we, John?
There was a no trespassing sign.
Fair enough. So, what's the plan? We're still missing one.
We got Wayne, didn't we? The Elder will show themselves in time.
Let's hope. I'd love to have some words with the big boss. By the way, I'm not a fan of getting shot, especially by you.
I didn't shoot you, I shot the other guy.
That's not how that works, Johnny boy.
How does an American's alter ego have a British accent?
Because unlike Henry, I have some class. So, we head to ground now?
Yeah. I'll try to get in contact with Carmilla. I heard she might be hiding somewhere in London.
Lovely town, London.
How do you know? You've never been.
Don't be like that, Johnny.
And when I say to ground, I mean it. No more vigilante work.
Fine, but that girl had it coming. 3 murders, all for a boy. I mean, I get some indulgence, but for a boy, honestly, he wasn't even all that.
Yes, all right. I'll head out the back. Give me a few minutes. Then let Henry out. Have him deal with the mess.
Sounds delightful.
Henry, you good? Henry, come in. Backup's on the way.
Oh, I should probably make this look good.
I think that's quite convincing. But I think that adds the cherry on top.
Hell, I knew you were out of Henry's league, but really?
I see you were able to connect the dots quicker than Red.
So you're what happened to Red, huh? Well, I guess you can't trust the guy who plays with bioweapons to have good instincts.
Some of the greatest warriors in human history, but no. Suddenly you have to have morals as if you cared about a few villages in some backwater Baltic country.
So you're the Elder, huh?
No, I'm the Siren. I'm the faithful one.
My dear, you sound like one of those loonies. Very Rhinefield. I mean, you've lost the plot entirely, dear.
Do you ever shut up?
I'm afraid not, miss.
Well, that's fine. You and I need to have a long talk about where our dear friend John is.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to decline, love. Another time.
Henry! Henry! Ramirez, we need to get down there now.
You just listened to The Hound and the Machine, an 89.1 WIDR FM original WIDR tale, found here on 89.1 WIDR FM. The Hound and the Machine stars Connor McDonald as Detective Henry Jones, Nathan Savinsky as Rico Ramirez, Orion Vandenberg as the Hound, Maya Narayan as Haley Brown, Will Chorist as John Smith, AJ Christian as Officer Angelo Franklin, Keely Robinson as Lisa Avery, Jake Reinstein as Mr. Wayne, Alexander Wieland as Sergeant Wright, Matias Alvarez as the Gambler, Cassandra Kipp as Beat Cop,